Hey, Cardinals fans, welcome to the Redbird Rundown. I'm Andrew, here with Jonathan and Matt, and we're ready to dive in today. You can email the pod at redbirdrundownpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at redbirdrundown2, on Blue Sky at Redbird Rundown, and find us on Facebook at Redbird Rundown Podcast. Please also take a moment to follow, rate, and review the pod on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We appreciate the strong support so far, and we'd like to grow the show even more so that more Cards fans can join in the conversation. And that's definitely the best way to help us out. So before we get into the rundown, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am recovering from something. I've got my chamomile tea here, my throat, my voice. I was gone so I'm a teacher. So Thursday and Friday were rough for my kids. I had to resort to whispering at some points. So it was real quiet in the classroom.
That's a tough day. You got to have your kids in on that, or you will that's going to be a tough day as a teacher.
I was out on break with the kids and I had to get someone's attention. I had to clap my hands because I couldn't yell their name in time. There was, I needed to get them. And I just
So what happened? Why is the voice gone?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Ezra is recovering from strep, and Felicity got an x-ray in for maybe pneumonia. I don't know what's happening in the house. But I don't feel any other symptom other than I just woke up this past week on Wednesday and didn't have a voice.
Yep. You guys ever tried to spell chamomile?
Oh, I was just getting ready to say $50 to the first person that can spell chamomile the right way.
I mean, I just look at the package. I don't think I could do
chamomile.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Chamomile.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. It definitely is tough.
Well, so apologies. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, have you tried honey lemon cough drops? My personal theory on cough drops is the worse they taste, the more effective they are.
I mean, that's usually true about lots of things in life, like healthy foods.
True.
Yeah.
Just the worst, tofu that I eat in the morning. I just have to slather that sucker on peanut butter. I'll be honest. So I think that's true. Lots
tofu
of things.
with peanut butter.
Tofu? Are you in Baltimore? Tofu down at the harbor.
don't hate it until you try it. Good source of protein.
Wow.
Either way, no, I've tried some of that, and I don't know. It's we're day 6 now, 5 of voice. So
it's that time of the year. We'll truck through it. Yeah.
So either way, excuse me, listeners, my voice might go out, and we'll get back right to it in just a moment.
All right, and coming back. So it turns out the last couple of years, the Cardinals have undergone some personnel changes and some slippage as an organization, player and management and develop wise, as we've been talking about. But
what else has been kind of slippage? Is that
slippage? Yes.
Okay.
Easier to spell than chamomile, but yes, slippage is the technical term. What else has been kind of weird about the Cardinals the last couple of years is their TV situation. So without diving into every, hit by hit point as far as what's going on, there was Valley Sports Midwest, and then there were some issues with the contracts between satellite and cable providers. And so basically what you had as a Cardinals fan, and for any of our listeners in the Cardinals Nation home area, you realize this is the case. You could be a dead to rights in love with the Cardinals and just not have a way to watch the team. So the ownership has gone from Valley Sports Midwest. There have been some other ones in there now. Now we're maybe restructuring this. Diamond Sports is the parent company. They've maybe restructured some here. And we are on to what is going to be called FanDuel Sports Midwest Network. And that's quite a mouthful. And I don't know if we're going to be betting more or less on these games or what's going to happen with that.
But that's why I see. I just hope there's an over under constantly or something like someone comes up and they use a micro bet of what's about to happen, and this next pitch is
or
one strike in the entire game.
Yeah. There's a bet for is there going to be a Hardee's ad in this next half inning?
Now that would be if you and I ran it. That's how it would be.
Yeah.
All I know is if this is run by FanDuel Sports Midwest, I feel like if the Cardinals aren't good the first month, we get our $19.99 rolled into a trial money where we can make more bets with it. I think there's got to be something with that. So FanDuel's really got to work that out.
I will say though, just in general, if you go type your zip code in to the FanDuel sports area, it'll pop up where you live, what you can get with it. So in the St. Louis region, for $19.99, you kind of get a ton of stuff. If you don't care about it, but you get the Cardinals, the Pacers, the Grizzlies, the Royals, and the Blues for $20 a month. I can't think of another time ever that you could do that, right? Like if you had DirecTV or Dish or Spectrum, right? Charter.
And the key with this deal is this is without blackouts. And that's been the issue for so many Cardinals fans who have been cutting the cord. And frankly, I think that's part of the issue with this Bally Sports, Diamond Sports, now FanDuel Sports is these cord cutters have really hurt the product just by doing something that they're used to doing with everything else, and you can't get these games. So I think the first question I want to ask is you hit on already, $19.99 a month for the price. Is that something we feel like is going to appeal to people? Is that going to get a lot of these Cardinals fans who've been shut out by listen, I work with a lot of Cardinals fans, and I'm talking like dead to rights Cardinals fans have not really watched the Cardinals much in the last 2 years because it's so hard to watch. So do we think that $20 price point, is that going to draw people in? Andy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the streamers got to be careful with all the cord cutting. It's more of a macro thing discussion here real quick is the more that you get 1999s, your 899s, your 1299s, from multiple services, the more you're just sitting right back at your cost of what quote unquote traditional cable or TV service was. So to the casual fan, I don't know. I hear that, Matt, that people don't like, for example, football right now, of like all the 870 different things you have to do in order to watch the games legally.
Right.
And like we got to go through Amazon, or we got to through Peacock, or we got to go through, and sometimes there's issues with DirecTV or Dish or Spectrum where they're having some type of arbitration issue where those things are not available. So I think it's nice that you get all the games, right? It's one place. You sit at one place. Here it is. $19.99 to the casual fan is probably a no to a lot of people that I know. It's just a turn off. It's just not going to be worth it to them. I don't know if there is I don't know if like how low that has to go for that to be worth to, some of the fans that I know. I don't know. $7.99 is the price point, maybe. I don't know. So 20 might be a little steep for a lot of people who are playing down in the kiddie pool of Cardinals Nation.
Jonathan, you're an out of market sports fan, so you've done a lot of stuff with MLB TV the last couple of years. What's your take on all this, just in general?
Yeah, I mean, so I obviously can't get this being out of state, right? I'm not close enough to get the Cardinals coverage, but MLB TV is fantastic. I mean, so I've been using it for several years, and it is the direct to consumer streaming. You have the app. I can't remember how much it is. It depends on if you get a single team or all the teams, but I think it's a little over $100, 120 maybe. But the thing that makes that easier to swallow through the year is that their app is fantastic. Their coverage is fantastic.
Okay.
They have all the box scores, there's all kinds of random stuff that they throw in there too. And that's my big concern. Like a quick little point here is if you're going to pay $20 a month, right? Like that is a legitimate commitment. I think that though, like there is no other way to do it. Like I'm not going to go sign up for cable or for Dish. Like I'm not going to do that because I don't consume that kind of. And like there wasn't even a cord there, right? Like there wasn't a cord to cut. So yes, this is fantastic for somebody like me, but how good is the quality of this $19.99 a month app? Because if it's terrible, like I think they have done, the Blues have done this for a year already. And I don't know how good or what the reception's been about the app, but that's my big concern is if I'm paying $20 a month, it needs to be reliable. Would be nice to have some other items. And I get like the MLB TV app is not going to, the Bally app's not going to have all that stuff, or the FanDuel app's not going to have all the other stuff that the MLB app has, but it just needs to be worth it for $20 a month, long way around. It just has to be worth it.
And if you do the whole year, it's about 120. 6 months-ish. 6 months is about how long the MLB season is. So you're sinking $120 into it.
I mean, but for me personally, I'm firing on this immediately. Like this is if I was in the area, $20 a month to actually watch the Cardinals without sailing the seas of the internet or having MLB TV, then
Yeah, I think I do live in the area. I won't hesitate at all to do this. I think baseball is one of those just like perfect second screen things. So I'll watch something on TV with my wife and have it on the iPad, and that's perfect. And I'm not going to blink an eye about it. It's something that's important to me. But to Andy's point, the franchise is in an interesting position here because with Diamond Sports has restructured its deal with the Cardinals, and the Cardinals had this contractual payout, pretty big chunk of money as far as the year in, year out budget goes. And they're not going to get all of that back. And I kind of doubt that this 19.99 a month, it'll draw a lot of Cardinals fans in, but I doubt that it's going to make up the difference here.
Yeah.
And so I think this is part of what you're seeing, the story of this franchise. This is really important right now because this is going to impact their free agent spending. It's going to impact things here for 2 or 3 years. And so they are taking this step back as far as development and getting the minor leagues right, and some of the technology that we need to see in the minors. That's not nearly as expensive as player salaries, but this may have forced this issue either way, the streaming issue. And so I just think it's a very interesting position for the Cardinals franchise to be in right now.
It is, and I'll tell you the other thing. This is looking down the line. Like I see this as a stopgap fix for the future.
I think so too.
Because I don't know what the plan is, but they had to renegotiate. FanDuel or Diamond Sports renegotiated and just said, "Hey, Cardinals, we're not going to give you $70 million. We're going to give you $50 million or whatever it was." And so you're that's a $20 million delta that you're looking at. That's terrible, right? To what you just said, Matt. The problem is if you're Major League Baseball and you're looking down in the next 2 years, what do you want to do? You want to do something like this for all of the teams, right?
Yes.
The blackouts are going to kill sports in general. This isn't just MLB. This is every sport. So how do you do that? Here's the problem, though. Boston, Chicago, New York, and LA, I think that's it. They all have their own cable. So they distribute their own games. They have their own networks. And so if you're them, why would you give that up just so the Cardinals and the Royals and the Pirates and the Mariners can all kind of have this one big pool as an organization, as a league? That's what it's eventually going to get to, and I have no idea how they're going to do it. Because why would you do that for the Yankees? Why are you giving up Yes Network to join a collective Major League Baseball, streaming?
I mean, my
package?
suspicion is that you're probably not. My suspicion is that this segue will be for almost all teams to do something like this. And I do think the Cardinals are pretty well positioned as far as that goes. They consistently are extremely high in the ratings within their viewing area. Now, the number of TVs in our viewing area is not as big as something like LA or New York, obviously. But as far as like the ratings it's pulling, it's been strong. However, the last 2 years, I do think it's worth noting those ratings have been down. And I think some of that probably has to do with the product on the field. But I would suspect that a big chunk of this is just the inability to physically watch the team unless you've got the right satellite or cable provider. And so my hope is that this kind of helps move things back in the right direction and helps get the Cardinals back to what they traditionally are, which is a franchise that can kind of spend above their weight as far as their market size. And that was kind of like some of the secret sauce of the Cardinals. And I don't think we can do that right now. And I would like to be able to get back to that place.
I agree. And I think this saves the regional sports networks right now. They were dying, completely dying, because you had you were banking on people who wanted to watch, HGTV to buy a cable package so that somebody else in the house could watch, the Cardinals or whatever. Now, though, with the direct to consumer, just like everything else is, literally in this century is direct to consumer. I mean, it's going to save them. I actually think if I was going to prediction hot take, I think that the numbers will go up when it comes to watching this year, like the Cardinal numbers. I think that there are a ton, like the Cardinals specifically have a ton of fans in a lot of surrounding areas, Tennessee, Arkansas, way out there in Missouri, right? Even Iowa to an extent.
Yeah.
And if you can actually get it, you can watch it. I mean, there's nothing more frustrating than not being able to watch something because you don't want to go get Dish or whatever.
Right. Andy, any last thoughts on the whole streaming issue in general?
Let cable burn, baby.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with you. I agree.
Well, Jonathan gave his take that he thinks that the streaming situation may save the regional sports network model. Well, speaking of saves, guys, Ryan Helsley racked up a lot of them in the past year. And his status on the Cardinals, and I would say in the game, started to change some. You got the introduction of Hell's Bells and the red lights, and that is so cool if you can see that in person in the stadium when he comes in. But his status is changing in the game as well, because it came out within the last week or so that Helsley was the winning NL Reliever of the Year award, and he was named first team All MLB for relievers. And so he is recognized amongst the game as part of the elite of the elite. So I think the place where we should start is just a retrospective on his 2024. What did you guys like? Just get your Helsley thoughts in general.
Definitely, probably a person that needs more name recognition out there. So I'm glad we're doing a segment on him, talking about him, because he was very, very good. If you think back of the previous Cardinals closers, Izzy, right?
Yeah,
that was a roller coaster.
Heart attack in a can, yes, all the time.
Yes, it was.
I mean, he was so good that he got either a fourth or fifth place vote in the Cy Young this year.
Yes,
he was on there.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen a ton with relievers. It happens some, but typically those are starting pitchers that, get that award. So yeah, I'm really happy that we're shouting this guy out.
Yeah. Well, we won 83 games this year and he saved 49 of them. So I ain't much of a math person, but that ain't bad. Like that's a high percentage of that. And I just want to say
a lot about our team too. Yeah.
Well, that's definitely true. I want to say I got to give Ollie credit. And for this specific point here, he wanted to keep him as just a closer. He didn't want to use him in like the high leverage 7th inning, 6th inning. You know how we had done that in the prior years, or used him in multiple innings. It kept him fresher. It kept him healthier. And if they don't collectively come together and agree to do that, he's not winning this award. I don't think he stays as healthy. I don't think he's able to do this, because there are a few pitchers, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, that I like watching more than him when he's on. When he comes in and like his slider works, it's like, honestly, it's unhittable. He throws it obviously super hard, but if you watch that guy's slider, it must look like a fastball coming out of his hand. And there's just no way there's no chance that you can hit that. So he's must see TV.
This is obviously a personal preference, but there is something so aesthetically pleasing to me when your closer comes in and throws 100. Like you mentioned, his slider, which is wipeout nasty, but when he is just rearing back and gassing it past you, just the feeling of that, the game is tight, it's close, all at home anyway, all the fans are on their feet, and like there's something better about that, even though the result will be the same with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. When that dude's chucking 100, it's just so satisfying when he blows it past him.
Also, just a note here, this is another guy that's homegrown. This is our farm system. He was drafted by the Cardinals. He came through the Cardinals minor league organization, and now he's here in the big leagues making some serious impact. So just would like to shout out the minor league system and the farm system. This is the Cardinals way. This is what the Cardinals got to be doing. We need to be pulling these guys out and not competing in a way that we don't. Draft some guys, develop the guys, play hell's bells.
Yep.
Well, I think that serves as a good way to talk about. So we recognized 2024, and it was aesthetically pleasing, and it was statistically pleasing, and he saved more than half of our wins, and that's an incredible season. And not only do we think that, but Major League Baseball as an industry thinks that too. But what about the future, right? This has kind of been the theme of our podcast episode so far. The Cardinals are in a strange position for the last 25 years of Cardinals history, in that we're looking to do a little reset. So let me hit you guys with a couple things, and then just spin it forward and see where you think his place is with the Cardinals team. So he's 29 years old, and I do think that there are a couple stats that point to the fact that Helsley could be slightly declining. All right, let me give you a strikeout rate. Okay. So in 2022, the guy struck out 39.3% of every batter that he faced. In 2023, he struck out 35.6%. So there was a drop there in 2023. 2024, now, again, this guy's incredibly successful, a wonderful closer, but strikeout rate in 2024 was 29.7%. I would also cite the fact in 2024, his line drive rate. So if you just want to think about that as a casual fan or just any fan, right? That's the percentage of time the guy, he's not hitting a ground ball, he's not hitting a fly ball, he's roping a line drive somewhere. In 2024, that was his highest line drive rate in the last 3 years. So for all his success, and we should he deserves these plaudits. He is excellent. He is one of the best players on our team. at 29 years old and some slippage in some of these stats that kind of you can look under the hood and sort of see what's going on. What do we do as a franchise with Ryan Helsley?
Got to trade him. I mean, it's as simple as that. I just think, like, I love the guy. He has, and Andy, to piggyback off your point, he's been the longest tenure Cardinal, I think, that we have.
Okay, that's a good pull. Yeah.
Yeah, like him a lot, but relievers are volatile. They're extremely volatile. Look at Ryan Fernandez this year. We pulled him out of nowhere, and the dude was like our second or third best reliever. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to pick some guy out of the randomness to save 49 games, but we need to maximize on this success for him, right?
Okay.
If we were closing our championship window, or like we were right there, and you need this guy to come in, and let's say he does take a step back and he only saves 40 games or 35 games, but he's still an elite reliever. We're not going to do that. So what is the reason for keeping him, right? You could maximize this 49 saves. I would do it in the offseason. I would try to trade him in the offseason. Now. I'd try to trade him now because, and I guess you could convince me to maybe wait and do it at the deadline, but if he gets hurt, you're stuck with an asset you're never going to trade at that point. So I just think, just like I wish we would have done this all these years ago, and this is kind of blasphemy. I wish we would have traded Freeze after he won the MVP and did all that stuff, because, hindsight 2020, he fell off a cliff after that.
It did.
And you maximize when you can with these guys, and where we are in our current, state of winning a championship. You're clearly resetting. You don't have to burn it down, but maximize this guy, maybe get some prospects or even an MLB ready guy. But that's what I would do.
So Andy, he is a free agent at the end of this year. This contract here is his last year with the Cardinals. Do you, casual fan alert, do you share the same opinion as Jonathan, or is this another one of those things where we're just giving away our household names here and we're going to hurt
he's not
the
a
team
household
and
name.
Performance? Okay.
I don't think a single person, if I talk to 50 people that watch casually the Cardinals, I said, who's the Cardinals closer? I bet you I would get less than half as correct answers.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I think you're right.
But to just kind of serenade Jonathan here with a little bit of what's to come.
Oh, I like segment. This.
I did do a little bit deeper of little Helsley, specifically Matt, what you were talking about from 2022 to 2024. His slider, the amount of the batting average against his slider has remained pretty consistent because, like Jonathan said, that thing is natty.
Oh, right? Natty.
It is.
Natty or Natty Light?
No, it's not Natty Light. It is natty, full blown. It's been below 200 people's batting average against it from 2022. 2023 actually dipped to a buck. No, under a buck. It was 0.078. Okay. But his four seamer is been volatile. And like Matt said, that's scary from a closer reliever standpoint. The batting average against it and the on base percentage against his four seam fastball has increased the last season over season. And that is a scary thing to see go when you're coming to a pitcher. So maybe not so much the velocity because it's still there, but something that I want to tease Jonathan with is that the Y movement. Okay.
Oh,
the movement.
Give us those X and Y axis. Break it down for us, Bobby.
So if just imagine if I shot a gun from the mound and I didn't aim it down into the strike zone. It's just from the mound. I aim straight towards the stands because obviously the mound is higher up, and I shot it straight. Right. That would be the baseline. So we're going to get into a metric that's the baseline for VAA, the vertical movement of a pitch. His vertical movement, the wide movement of his fastball, is dead center in the average range of an MLB player. And I was watching a video with Trevor Bauer that he said, what you don't
noted good guy, Trevor Bauer.
Nothing to talk about with his personal
What a piece of trash, but keep going. Sure.
Yep.
He can throw fastballs. So yes,
he can throw pitches. He said in the MLB, you want to be as far away from the average as you can because these hitters see so many pitches that if you're within the average, they know what to do. Their muscle memory comes in. They know how to hit you.
Yep.
So the way to avoid or being special is get away from the average and do something different than other people are doing. And unfortunately, some of those advanced metrics are pointing to the fact of what Matt said is we may want to consider either can the pitching coach help, and can he maybe teach him how to grip the ball a little bit different, or movement a little bit different, or should we just cut and go? Because I would agree with Matt, the trends point towards a decline.
So what we're saying is Ryan Helsley is an aging Ferrari parked at a trailer, and he doesn't. He's a luxury. We don't. Like he just does not fit with where we are headed as a team. I don't think any of the three of us on this Zoom call right now want the Cardinals to lose 110 games. That's miserable. Nobody wants to watch that. But can we, to Jonathan's point, can we trade in on this asset and kind of, like spin him forward into some things for our future so that we could better, take stock for the future and improve in the future? And so we just need to convince these other teams that no, this guy's still Ferrari. We're still going to turn the lights on red. It's still great. He's the reliever of the year. Let's get out ahead of this a little bit. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yes, and I think if I was Mo and I'm Heim, well, really Mo, because Heim's still kind of in the background a little bit, but I'm going to the Orioles. I'm going to all the contenders.
Okay.
The contenders that have a pretty good farm systems, like the Guardians, the Royals. No, their farm system's not bad, and they're kind of a contender now.
Yeah.
Dodgers, Yankees, and be like, listen, here's this guy, and they can see these guys are not like, you're not going to pull a quick one on them.
No,
but you could get something for him, because it's not like Helsley, even with the negative statistics, kind of pointing in a direction from his fastball and stuff. The guy can still get outs. So I just think for us, for where we're at, thank you, Helsley. It was awesome to watch you. It looks like you throw frisbees up there half the time. And just thanks for your service, and let's get something for him.
Yeah. Well, as far as like successes from our farm system goes, and Helsley is no doubt that he is one. We are in the time of year that several prospect ranking sites and use their metrics, and they come out with top 10 lists for the teams in baseball. The Cardinals top 10 list through Baseball America has been released. And so here's what I want to do. There are 10 of these prospects, obviously. I think we should break this into 5 and 5. So let me give you the top 5, and then we'll kind of just, I'll let you guys, I'll do all 5, and I'll let you guys kind of react in whatever way you want to these rankings. And then we'll hit the bottom 5. And let's see, like, what if Chaim Bloom is going to come in there and start bringing things to life and changing things? What do we have to work with? Do we have guys that are worth investing this in, for the long term? So as far as this goes, I don't think we should be super surprised here that J.J. Weatherholt, a recent draft pick of the Cardinals in a draft position that we're not used to getting in the 7th pick, he's going to be number 1. Quinn Matthews is a left-handed pitcher at number 2. Tink Hintz is a right-handed pitcher at number 3. Jimmy Crooks is a catcher at number 4. And then Thomas, the Italian,
Italian baby,
is an infielder coming into the number 5 spot. So just in general of those top 5, Jonathan, let's start with you. Hit me with some notes. What are you thinking as far as those guys go?
Well, the top 5 it really is a strong group for us. It's really hard in baseball, just caveat, to know detailed statistics about every farm system in baseball. There's just so many players. And so this is a really nice ranking to kind of see and to measure where you are. But I'll start with Weatherholt just quickly. So you said it. The last time we had a high pick like that was JD Drew, which, Andy, you'll remember old JD.
JD, baby.
That's right.
Don't throw him the bacon balls.
Valdosta to Georgia, bred and born.
That's right. So the thing about JJ that's really cool in this draft is that people thought he might have been the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
Right. Analysts said that he was the purest hitter in the draft. He had some injuries, hamstring injuries in college that hurt him. But the thing is, like, I remember reading some stuff after the draft on Weatherholt. It was like, why didn't we take a pitcher? Our pitching is terrible, this and that. When you're drafting that high, you have to take the best talent available, right? You just have to. So he started slow in low A, but he started to pick himself up, and they put him in double A at the end of the year, like as part of their playoff roster. So I assume he is going to sit there. That's where he's going to start in 2025. But couldn't be more excited about JJ.
Yeah.
Matt, do you have any thoughts on yeah, that's fine.
Well, I just want to say that JJ is in the top 100 by MLB.com.
Oh, yeah.
JJ is number 18 on the list. And the Cardinals have 3 prospects. They have the pitchers flip-flop from the rating that you gave, Matt.
Okay.
The number 2 and number 3 are flip-flopped, which is on average, right? If it's the top 100, there's 30 teams in MLB. Each team, if you're on average, should have 3 to 4 players in the top 100. So it's good to see that the Cardinals have 3 players that are in the top 100. It's always nice. JJ being number 18. The only concern I have is his positions and who we have, right? So he's a shortstop, second baseman. I think we alluded to that in the previous pod. So who is he taking time away from?
Well, this was my thought on Weatherholt. First of all, I just echo everything you guys said. I think it's incredibly exciting to have him in the system. And this is coming at a perfect moment for us to be working on our player development and maybe really capitalize on his inherent skills. So I've read some prospect guys think that he is going to stick at third base long term. And so to me, this is another reason. I know this is crazy things to say as Cardinals fan. I think this is another reason why you trade Nolan Arenado, because I think if you start the guy in Double A again, and if he hits, I think he's in the majors possibly by the end of the season. I think you give yourself time to speak to Sid JC coming in at number 5. I think he's got to get a run first. Weatherholt clearly needs some more development time, but I think if he hits and there's room, I think you bring him up and let him go. And I don't think, again, that Arenado fits this team very well. So to me, I see Weatherholt and Sajaci as together. I think Weatherholt's got a much higher ceiling than Sajaci does, but you never can know what a guy's going to do as far as adjustments when he gets to the major league level. As far as the pitchers are concerned, Matthew and Hintz, what's so exciting to me about them is they both have big strikeout stuff.
Yeah.
I looked at their strikeout numbers in the minors. Quinn Matthews struck out more hitters than any pitcher in all the minor leagues last year. And if you're sitting there thinking like, well, who cares? An out is an out. At least consider this as far as strikeouts are concerned. There's no batted ball luck. There is no like a guy hits a screaming liner to third base and Arenado's good there defensively and snags it versus a little duck snort into the outfield. Like the guy just sits down and there's no batted ball luck at all. And so to not just have one, but 2 of those guys that have big strikeout punch, that's different for the Cardinals. I think that's really good.
Yeah, just a quick thing on Quinn Matthews. He shot up through the system. I mean, he was relatively unknown at the beginning of last year and made it all the way to AAA at the end. He was unbelievable. There's only been, to piggyback off of your strikeout comment, there's only been 2 pitchers to ever have 200 or more strikeouts in a minor league season in the last 13 years. Him and Brandon Pfaadt from the Diamondbacks, who's a serviceable, good major league pitcher. He was critical in them making it to the World Series a couple years ago. But it was interesting when he got to AAA, he got kind of lit up. Quinn Matthews did.
Yes, he did have a speed bump.
And I was looking, I'm like, wait, well, why did that happen? And I looked at his starts, and he just had no command. He walked a ton of guys, and everybody knows when you get behind an account, right? People are looking for certain.
Them walks is killing us, Andy.
I'm telling you,
walks is killing us. You're right.
That's right. So I'm not worried about him. He has a chance to make the team out of spring training if they're really wild. I don't know what on earth he's got to prove in AAA that he hasn't absolutely diced up in single and double A.
Yeah. I think the one last note on Tink. Yeah, go ahead, Andy. No, please.
Was actually on him. I have a note on Tink Hintz. He's got a little bit of history with injuries. He's got a little bit of an injury problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he only threw 80 innings last year. And so I think as much of his upside is, and I've also seen some prospect people question his ability to stay as a starter. He's not a very physically big guy. I think that he'll spend most of this year in the minors, like working up his inning load again. I think they'll be careful with him. He is a little younger than Matthews as well.
Yeah.
Now, as far as Jimmy Crooks goes, to me, and I'm going to jump ahead in the list here a little bit because there are 3 guys that are tied together that tell an important story. So Jimmy Crooks is a catcher at the 4th position in our rankings. Leonardo Bernal is also a catcher at number 7. And Raniel Rodriguez is also a catcher at number 9. To me, those 3 guys are tied together. Crooks is the furthest along, then Bernal, then Rodriguez. And so I think this is why Wilson Contreras, they switched him to first base and DH. They've got to let our young catchers that are already there. They've got to let Herrera and Pages have a shot at this because we got catchers in the pipeline. And it seems to me that this could be a situation where you're trading some of these guys because you physically can't play all these catchers. Right. So as far as like what's going to happen for the future after Yachty, our catching seems to be very strong as far as player development goes.
Yeah, and just a thing on Jimmy Crooks, like he is about the most average looking dude you've ever seen, right? Like he just is. It's so funny, but he screams kind of like an Ivan Herrera light to me, but with better defensive metrics because he crushes left-handed pitching, right?
Okay.
He crushes it. He does a great job with controlling the run game as well too. His defensive metrics are extremely good. I think he caught over 50% of the runners that stole on him, which that is really high. I'm pretty sure Yvonne's was negative 13%.
So it was so bad.
I just think if you're the Cardinals, you got Yvonne in the majors, you got Pages in the majors. Pages jumped from AA to the majors whenever Wilson got hurt.
Yes.
So it's like Jimmy Crooks, if he crushes down in AAA, which he will sit in AAA at the beginning of the year. If he does a good job there, I think if I'm Pages, I would be a little scared because Yvonne needs to sit up there and hit probably. But if Crooks crushes it and is a good defender, I don't see why on earth he's not coming up. So that's my thought on
Maybe you pitched more than either of us did. Any thoughts on this trio of catchers or anything else we've hit?
Catchers, man. You just got to frame it. That's it. Got to sell it. That's my thought.
And just another quick thought about those other two catchers. Rodriguez is 17 years old. He's playing in the Dominican League. Yes. And Bernal is 20. He just got promoted from the Dominican League. So those guys are pretty far off, but it's nice to see down the lower end of our top 10 prospect list, some young guys. When you see guys that are like 23, it's good and bad because you haven't promoted them. Why have you not promoted them? Right? Our farm system would be different. The ranking would be different if we still had Walker, Wynn, some of these other guys that were down there. That's why we ranked lower. So it's nice to see some younger guys to look forward to. Just a quick thought there.
Yeah, for sure. The bottom five are Cooper Jerpy, which is a left-handed pitcher. The aforementioned Bernal is number 7 as the catcher. Chase Davis, a recent first-round pick, who has struggled some in the minors, but I think started putting it together a little bit last year at number 8. Rodriguez, again, the catcher at number 9. And then another one of these guys, Yario Padilla, is the shortstop coming in at number 10. He's 17 years old, too. He hasn't even played stateside, so he's also in the Dominican League. So as far as like big picture thoughts about our minor league system, I think we got some guys at the top that can actually contribute and are exciting. And then I feel like this is kind of what you want. Like lower down your top 10 list are some younger guys that have shown some promise. And so I kind of think we're in a fairly decent spot, although our prospect rankings aren't super good. But I think we're in a pretty good spot as far as that goes.
Couldn't agree more. I don't really have anything else to add. I think it's exciting to see what we have coming up. And we'll see some of these guys in 25. I really do believe that.
All right, that's great. And with that, we'll take a break and be back in just a moment.
Welcome back. And this segment is going to be looking in on some of these newer metrics that the traditional casual listener will not know what it is. So, Mom, this is for you. We're going to teach you more than just throw strikes. We're going to teach Mom just a few things, 1 or 2 things. So the first thing I want to teach everyone today is something called VAA, which is the vertical approach angle. Okay, so simply think of it as like this, Jonathan and Mom. Imagine you're on a roller coaster. Okay, a high VAA will be a very steep roller coaster. Lots of big hills. Okay, straight downs, stomachs dropping, that kind of thing. A lower VAA is a gradual slope. It's just a kiddie coaster. Okay,
got it.
What pitchers can do with this information, and you may be like, well, with pitching, I don't want to have a gradual slope. You might, because what VAA will do is it'll teach a pitcher where to attack the strike zone.
Okay.
So if you have a high as close to 0, because once again, if you threw at 0 degrees, right? So if you just look at the field, everyone in their mind's eye, look at the field. If you look at a baseball field, you're going to notice that the mound is higher than everything else around it. And so there's a few things that go into the dynamics of this, but basically from release point where the pitcher, he takes a stride off the mound and his arm is up in the air and he releases the ball. If he was at 0 degrees, that ball would sail to the backstop. You don't want that. So it's always going to be negative, that angle. Right, which means it's going down, which only makes sense.
You're pitching down
because the mound is higher than everything else.
Right.
So if a pitcher has a higher vertical approach angle, VAA, let's say -3, that means from hitting the backstop, it's only 3 degrees down. You're going to be it means that ball has quote unquote rise. Like if you've heard someone like, boy, that ball's got some rise to it, it's coming up on people.
Right.
That probably means that pitcher has a high VAA. And they're attacking the top of the zone as they should, because that ball is making a straighter shot trajectory
right.
at the plate. And so it's harder for players to hit high
moving
balls, high moving, low trajectory. It's just a bullet and it's high in the zone. Whereas if you went down in the zone and you threw a bullet, you're going to have more reaction time because that's just physics, right? So if you have a lower VAA, so let's say 7%, okay, that means that you're going to be attacking the bottom of the zone. So let's go to the Cardinals, right? Ryan Helsley. Okay. This year, his four-seam fastball, because we're just talking about fastballs today, because if you could get into breaking balls and it's a total different ball game. So just the old four-seam fastball.
Yeah.
Okay. He was throwing at a negative 5.2 vertical approach angle. Okay. That, again, going back to what we were talking about in the previous segment, is pretty average, pretty mid. So he needs to do one of two things if I'm his particular pitching coach, which I'm not.
Okay. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Yeah, I am not a pitching coach. But if I was, I would look at that and say, Ryan, with your four-seam fastball, you need to get a higher VAA, and you can do a few different things. It's literally the grip of the ball, where you're launching from, where you're letting go of the ball, your stride length, all that kind of stuff. A lot of in the weeds mechanics of pitchers that are kind of boring probably. But the biggest thing is they're using this to look and telling pitchers, hey, you need to go to the top of the zone and eat those fastballs high and tight. Or
I think this is the most important thing, right? This is it. This is what teams are telling their pitchers, and this is it.
Is you need to go, if you can't get out of the -5 range, you need to work on getting a higher VAA. So, and you need to go lower in the zone and throw those fastballs low. So that is, again, if a couple of different grips. What's crazy, Mom, I don't know if you knew this or not, but when you grip the ball for a fastball, there's seams on the baseball. I'm assuming pretty much everybody knows that. And those seams feel different depending on how you grip it. Okay, so not everybody has the ball in front of them and you're just thinking about a baseball, but trust me that you want your fingers to be on the seams because you can like slice through the baseball that way. You have grip, something for your fingers to rip off of, which is also why some pitchers have calluses on their fingertips. It's because a lot of friction is happening because you're ripping balls off of that. So VAA can be affected in so many different ways. You can literally hold your fingers closer together. If most people hold a fastball, their fingers are kind of far apart a little bit. And again, I know the listener can't see, but if you just kind of keep your fingers closer together, that can change that angle. So it's kind of crazy the small changes you can make, how big of a difference that can be, and it tells pitchers where they need to be attacking the strike zone.
So does more VAA equal more better all the time?
It's just, again, it depends on what.
It depends on you as a pitcher. Here's how I was kind of thinking about it. It has a lot to do with your release point. So like Andre Palante is very, very up over the top. So his release is way up in the air. So what Palante does with that is he hits the bottom of the zone with sinkers a lot because he's got that steep angle. And so he's leaning into that, right? Whereas a guy who throws more like 3/4, like take one of my favorite Cardinals of all time, hot take Carlos Martinez.
Oh, yeah.
Right. His stuff is going to Andy's point earlier, it's going to look like it quote unquote rides more, like it zips to the top of the zone. And so to me, this, and I loved Andy's explanation. I thought it was really good. This is the key to most of what the Cardinals want to do with their pitchers is these good, smart organizations with their pitching labs, which the Cardinals do not have, and they are constructing.
Yeah.
They're taking a look at these guys' pitches, and it's more than just how fast you're throwing your fastball. There's other things that can happen, right? I'll play ball against guys, even in Little League, who weren't the fastest throwers of the baseball, but they were effective. So they're just looking at different tools and different ways to make these pitches more effective. And so you can literally shape the way these guys are throwing their fastball, their slider, their changeup to lean into the thing that makes them successful. And I think that is super important and something the Cardinals, I hope, can get much better at.
Right. And exactly. And the second thing that kind of tags along with that is another acronym that is being thrown around a lot, and there's kind of two different ones that kind of mean the same thing. Is IVB or IVM? That's kind of synonymous with each other. We have so IVB stands for induced vertical break. Okay, so again, that is just simply how much something is moving vertically.
Mm-hmm.
So got the y-axis back out, going up and down.
Right. Yep. Obviously, it's gonna move. So that's the breaking upward, right? So that the rise ball. I don't know if anybody has heard of that before, but
for softball players, yeah, we were throwing underhand.
Yeah,
right. Like that is basically the idea with induced vertical break is how much distance does it move? And again, to go back to what Trevor Bauer was saying is okay, because there's vertical and horizontal moving left to right. So a slider or even fastballs that move like a cut fastball.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All that stuff has a value. And it's not, to Jonathan, your point about VAA, what's good and what's bad. Yeah. It just depends on what you're good at and sinking into what you're good at. If you have a lot of movement on your fastball and the horizontal and it's above the average, then use it to your cutting or whatever that is, because the batters are not used to hitting a ball that's thrown the way that you're throwing it.
Right. I'd say the perfect.
So Jonathan, what are you thinking about all these? Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, so I knew IVB a little bit, and because I've used that on.
You tried to get pregnant before? Or?
I have, yeah. No, I used IVB to look at, like, for example, you look at Sonny Gray, you look at him on like Baseball Savant, and his sweeper is by far his best pitch, which you didn't need Baseball Savant to tell you. But I use that kind of stuff to determine, hey, are my eyes lying to me? Is this guy's sweeper really nuts? Or am I just imagining it because I have my Cardinal red tinted glasses on? Well, if you look at it and you look at the IVB metrics, his is way good, right? And you can tell how much better it is by the degree that it's dropping or moving. And to Andy's point, and to the greater Major League Baseball.
Away from the average, away from the average.
Well, and that's what the Rays, and I keep saying the Rays, but they really mastered and started doing all this, is they would pull a pitcher who hasn't been good for several years and said, hey, man, your fastball's garbage, but your curveball's unreal. Literally throw nothing but your curveball. And they would turn guys into serviceable, great, even borderline great relievers by just doing that. So I use these not so much as like gospel, even though it really is because it's hard data and stats. I use it as a supplement to my eye test to see, why is Palante good? You said that earlier, Matt. Why? Well, it's because of this. His fastball movement is so good. That's why it is. Is that what I'm seeing? That's kind of what I use it for.
Yeah, I think my private frustration with stuff like this is that I like these new stats. Now, this VAA and IVB, I understand them. I understand your release point. I understand how much backspin you're putting on the ball. I don't know what I can tell you is like a high or a low elite, or I can't tell you those numbers. But if I was looking at it every day, I could tell you those numbers. But what I find frustrating is it's like old school baseball people and new school baseball people, they're really doing and saying the same thing. It's just that like Andy was talking about, like these old pitching coaches, like, boy, that fastball just sneaks up on you, rides up on you, right? That's what they're saying. Except now we've got all these tracking cameras and all these stadiums, and we can actually see the numbers about what makes pitchers good. So let's just use them, right?
Yeah.
If you're good, if you have a riding fastball, well, let's take a look, old guys, and let's just see what the numbers are and see if we can make that even more effective than it was in the past.
Yeah. And if you're a minor league pitcher or someone aspiring to be a major league player, you got to love this new development, because you don't have to necessarily be like Greg Maddux, who seemingly had a ball on a string at all times, moving it wherever he wanted to. If you can just throw a really good cutter, you might be able to be Mariano Rivera. That's all the guy threw. They knew a cutter was coming, and they still couldn't hit it. So if you're a young guy coming up, it's like, listen, maybe I don't have to be awesome at everything, but maybe I can do something really well that a team would latch on to. So I think that's exciting for some players as well, too, to just get a chance based on a certain pitch that they can throw really well.
Yeah, this is another reason why I don't know that I want the Cardinals spending like 10 or $11 million on relievers anymore. Because I think as far as relievers go, I think if you can find a guy who kind of has one sort of under the radar skill and you kind of augment that one skill, bang, you've got a reliever out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
Kind of one trick pony kind of situation where, especially because it matters, this breaking and stuff like that. Like, we didn't even talk about the horizontal, and then obviously there's left-handed or right-handed hitters and left-handed or right-handed throwers. So we all know that lefty versus lefty is hard on the lefties. Like, I can speak as a left-handed hitter. I did not like hitting against left-handed pitchers. It was more difficult. So you have all these metrics, and it's real nerdy talk. But if you can channel the numbers and say, hey, man, on left-handed hitters, I want you to go and throw your curveball and the down and away from this guy, and he's going to have a really hard time hitting you. Stuff like that. Like, that's just the everyday pitching coach kind of thing. Like, look, I want you to master this pitch, and this is where I want you to throw it, is this kind of situation, because you have a lot of movement, and this is why it's good. It quantifies, like Matt was saying, it quantifies the adjectives of, wow, it moves a lot, with here's math, and this is where mathematically you need to throw it.
Well, and I kind of think too, like, this is not moving the career needle for Paul Skeens. He doesn't need to know these things because he is naturally gifted enough to go up there and just throw nasty stuff.
He is doing these
But that's
things.
what I'm saying. He's doing it already. He doesn't even need it. He's fine. What excites me about this is these random guys who are like, man, this guy can't pitch to save his life, but have you seen this dude's changeup? Like, people straight up can't hit it. Like, the batting average against is like, 082 or something crazy. That's what makes me excited about this, is you have prospects who, in the pitching realm, it's so easy for them to be busts. They go to the bullpen and it's like, well, I wish he was a starter. We selected him and drafted him because he's going to be a starter. Well, he might be more effective out of the bullpen because he can throw a nasty pitch. That's what I like about it.
Well, think about this too. Velocity is also kind of dorky. It's also a number. It's not just looking at a guy and be like, man, he's throwing really hard. We're putting a number on how hard he's throwing. It's just that every fan in baseball is used to that, because after every single pitch, they tell us how fast every single pitch was the whole time. If they had been telling us how much it broke or what, right? If we've been used to these kind of numbers, they'd just be part of the game. So just because we're able to put a number on something doesn't mean it's not baseball anymore. Doesn't mean it can't look cool to you. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. It just means that now you can know what's happening,
Here we go. I got one for you. So Ryan Helsley was the 6th highest velocity. Last note here. 99.6 was his average of his four-seam fastball. Okay. His wide movement was pretty good. He was 51st in the MLB, right? That's pretty high. His X movement, it's moving left to
side to side, right,
was 325th. Okay. That's almost the very bottom. Okay. Yep. Then let's go one more metric. It's just basically the number of hit balls that are greater than 95 miles per hour, which he was throwing a lot of because his average velocity is 99.6. It looks crazy fast. He's
throwing a lot.
Yep. Okay. It is 306th of all the relievers. So we have a pitcher who has good movement on the fastball up and down, terrible in terms of average of MLB pitchers left and right. And lots of guys are making contact with it because it doesn't have enough movement on the left to right. So if we can tell him that, and I'm sure people have, okay, that this is what these metrics will do for people, is like, hey, you can throw real hard. Cool. Now we need to work on this. We need to make this ball do something because guys are hitting you, because fast is not everything.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. So basically, Ryan Helsley's best pitch is his slider, not his fastball.
Yes.
And he's known for his fastball because he throws hard. But again, the velocity is just one number. There are more things that can tell you different stories.
Yes.
Oh, look at us, Jonathan. I don't know if you're seeing this, but our little casual baseball fan has grown up before our eyes.
I just like pitching.
He sure has. And no, go ahead.
Well, he was third. The slider was his best pitch. He was third in the amount of whiffs, people whiffing it, and called strikes. He was third in the MLB. That's why he won reliever of the year right there. It's not his fastball, it's his slider.
And this is why baseball is one of the best sports, because once you dive into this aspect of it, it's absolutely endless. And I also just want to say before we move to the next segment here, the fact that I got grouped into the category of mom and me, like there was just like mom, comma, me, is some garbage. I just want to say that.
It's the casual fan and the person who knows the weeds as well.
Right. That's right.
Oh, gosh.
All right. We're back with a new segment. that we hope is going to be fun. We know Thanksgiving is coming up just around the corner next week. And so we decided, why don't we compare Cardinal players to Thanksgiving food? So I have 3. Matt's got a couple. Andy's got a couple. I'm going to kick us off, and I'm going to give us a player, and I'm going to give you guys what I think his food is for Thanksgiving, like what he compares. Okay?
Right.
You good?
All right. I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Go on my platter, boy.
That's right. Numero uno. This is going to be a cornucopia of fun.
Okay.
You like what I did there? Number 1, Ryan Helsley. We've talked a lot about him.
Yeah.
Ryan Helsley coming into the game is as comforting as mashed potatoes.
Oh.
No matter how they are fixed, they are going to be awesome. It doesn't matter if his stuff is elite or not. He's still going to get outs. That's what I think about Helsley.
Okay.
Now, caveat. It can't be instant mashed potatoes, obviously.
Oh, gosh. That's literally Satan.
Yeah. Okay. Has to be regular mashed potatoes, but that's what Helsley is to me. He comes in. I know it's going to be butter. It's going to be great.
I was about to say he's butter.
He's butter.
Butter.
All right. Andy, you want to get us another one?
Okay. I got a non-traditional kind of.
Okay.
Someone that doesn't pick as much. We got cornbread. Okay. Yeah. Cornbread, it's got texture, right? Like if you think about taking a bite of cornbread, it's got some texture and just kind of an unexpected pop to it, right? It's not something that is at every Thanksgiving dinner, but when you have some cornbread, okay, Lars Nootbaar, okay, he is that player that is just adds a little bit of texture, got a little energy, got a little fight in him, a little
pepper grinder.
A little bit of texture, baby. Got a Lars.
Yep. Oh, I love it. That's a good one. All right, Matt, what's yours?
Okay, so at our family Thanksgivings, which Andy and I were privileged to be able to attend yesterday, it is tradition, and at Christmas too, for that matter, it is tradition for there to be a platter of shrimp.
Oh, shrimp. Gotta have the shrimp.
Oh, sure.
Cold shrimp.
7 pounds of shrimp or something like that.
We roasted through it.
Yeah, okay. We slammed it.
So usually with shrimp, you get the cocktail sauce, and I'll be honest with you, I have no clue what's in the cocktail sauce at all. I always enjoy it. I always think it's good. But yesterday, somebody really kind of changed the game for me and put some chili sauce out there. And I thought, hey, a little pescatarian action, a little chili sauce. Okay, so I'm thinking like this is a good starter. This is like really moving, getting things going, getting things headed in the right direction, in the right way, like a great start. And then you just kind of see where the meal goes from there. And so I'm going to give that to Mason Wynn. Little shrimp and chili sauce, okay? And an excellent season, excellent introduction, got you excited, gave you a little flair, gave you some zing with the chili sauce. And so Mason getting it done on the shrimp.
Wow, that was really good. And he's also kind of a shrimp too. He's skinny.
Oh yeah. Well, you tell him face to face.
Well, I won't.
He's a little guy.
I'll tell him.
All right, beautiful. Okay, first round. Now on to the second round here. All right. Brendan Donovan's my next one. Okay. Donnie is like a leftover turkey sandwich later in the Thanksgiving evening.
Oh, this is
classic.
Important.
Yeah, literally did this. Yeah.
Okay. It's solid and it's never going to let you down, much like our friend Donnie isn't.
Okay.
He's always going to get on. He's always going to do something. He's a solid defender. He's just a turkey sandwich later on.
You can bank on it.
Bank.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna hop in here because I did the same thing with Donnie, except I made him the roll. I was thinking about the meal itself. So here's the thing: it's always filling, it's always lasting, it's never gonna disappoint. Obviously, Donnie has ups and downs, all players do, but the guy's consistent. Listen, he goes with any meal. He can hit anywhere in the lineup. Like he's kind of secretly the glue. Like the roll is the glue that holds the meal together because you got to get whatever you got. You got to get a little piece of bread in there too. That's Donnie. That's right. He will fit anywhere and produce.
I love it. Andy, let's hear your last one or your second one.
No, it's my last one as well.
Okay, last one. Okay, let's hear it.
All right. So I have something like sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are underrated. I do not understand.
Okay.
My children who do not like sweet potatoes. It is like dessert without at the dessert table, right? You don't go to the dessert table and go get.
Are you going like cinnamon crumbly stuff on top of these sweet potatoes, or just
doesn't matter?
Orange puree?
Doesn't matter is the answer.
It doesn't matter. It's just like it's like green bean casserole and turkey and stuffing, and then if you have sweet potatoes, it's like, well, here's free dessert. Here it is.
Might as well.
Here's some flair. Boom. There's some flavor. And I have something. I have a player that I think is like that. Like, I have sweet potatoes and Jordan Walker. as just a little flair, a little sweetness, a little boom, baby.
Wow. Jaywalk.
Wow.
I love it. That's a good one. I like that one. And you're absolutely right with sweet potatoes. I just want to say people view them as a dessert. Like you can.
Oh, they should.
But I had a sweet potato the other day and I made it like a taco. Put taco stuff on top of it. It's absolutely unbelievable. So don't knock it till you try
don't
it.
Don't sleep on sweet potatoes.
They're better than regular potatoes.
Does
this mean that sweet potatoes can get like yanked up and down from Memphis several times a year then? Like, is that what we're also saying about sweet potatoes?
No doubt.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. I got one more, so I'll give you my last one here. All right. Nolan Gorman coming up with runners on is like going back for your third plate. You're so excited about it, but it never ends well.
Oh no. It's a good one.
Oh gosh.
Because Gorm Buddy's going to strike out probably.
Yeah, hit into that double play.
Because 2 plates
doesn't matter
is great.
what the BAA is. It doesn't matter what the IVB is. Like the dude's just not going to hit the pitch. He's just not.
Don't do it.
Wow.
Fair play.
Wow.
All right, Matt, you got one more?
Well, I have 2 left.
Oh, let's hear it.
Go for it.
Okay, so listen, hot take about turkey. Turkey is overrated. Okay. Especially like the white meat turkey is dry, needs help. It frequently people put other food on it to make it palatable, to make it where it will go down. Like either you put in the cranberry sauce on it, or you're putting dressing with it. There are whole subsections of Thanksgiving foods secretly because turkey meat is not good enough just to eat on its own.
Okay, hold on. Before you reveal, can we try to guess?
You can guess if you want to. Yeah.
Jonathan, who needs someone else? Needs help.
Overrated, doesn't pull through by himself.
Oh, is this our friend Nolan Arenado?
It is Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado is a turkey. He is a turkey. He comes up in big spots. He can't get the job done. He's not like a superstar force on his own anymore. He's not. Listen, I was so excited when we got him. I don't want to say I hate the guy. I have loved watching him play defense, but he is turkey. He needs help. He can't do it on his own.
That's a good one. And I don't even know that that's a super hot take about turkey. Because I think ham is just a better meat, like holiday meat, just in general.
Why do we have an entire national holiday surrounding turkey then? Like, let's just eat burritos.
I like turkey.
That's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love some turkey. I love a turkey sandwich, but I don't disagree with that.
Okay. Well, so I went shrimp, I went rolls, I went turkey. Obviously, we got to get some dessert in here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And the dessert I selected was pumpkin pie.
Okay.
And it is traditional. It is important. It is a staple of the day. It is like you've always got to have a pumpkin pie around. Now this is just a personal take on pumpkin pie. I do like it, but that's with caveats. I think it is smooth at first. I think when I first bite into it, it's got that, that sprinkling of whatever, the dusting of whatever they put on top of a pumpkin pie is on there. Yep. I really enjoy the first bites, but then like the aftertaste to me is never as good.
Okay.
And so it's Thanksgiving. I'm not just having one dessert and having multiple desserts. I'm going first with the pumpkin pie so that I can cover up that aftertaste with something else. And so, Goldie. Okay, here's the deal.
Goldie.
The deal is it's Sonny Gray.
Oh,
Sonny Gray was excellent out of the gate. Like he had that nutmeg sprinkle on him. He was dominating
nutmeg.
People. I think it's nutmeg. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's
nutmeg, vanilla.
It is nutmeg. It is.
Okay, just crush that, right? He is, including the beginning of the season, he's struggling as a starter. He goes in, he gets naked, he changes his clothes, he comes back out. Okay, but you look at the end of the year, the aftertaste, guys, it wasn't as good. Like his back half of the year was not as good as his front half of the year. It's important to have him. You got to have a number one, but
I also thought you were going to go with an older player. I thought you were going to take another shot at Yachty. I thought that's what you were going there.
I can't take too many shots at Yachty. This is a Cardinals podcast, after all.
Yeah, if you do love pumpkin pie, you can still love Sonny Gray. He was still solid, but
you can. Agree. I do enjoy pumpkin pie. I like to have it on my plate, but like just man.
Yep. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's wow. We'll probably have to do this for Christmas. It depends. We could do any cuisine we want.
I think what we could do for Christmas is like Cardinals players as gifts. Like who's the socks?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't really want it, but people get it for you. You got to fake it.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, any final thoughts on this, guys? Andy, do you think of any more? No.
I mean, I actually had Brendan Donovan as well. I didn't want to chime in as well. I had him as pumpkin pie, actually.
Go ahead. Tell me.
Well, just, like kind of like for the things that you said, it's a staple. It's filling, and he's just it's a reliable.
I like that though. It's never superstar. It's just there.
It's just where you're gonna have Thanksgiving. You're gonna have some pumpkin pie.
I love that Donovan is just like the Camry of the Cardinals. Like he's just that buddy. She's gonna fire up no matter what. He's gonna run to
200,000 miles, but he is the Camry.
Kind of like cranberry sauce. He could have been cranberry sauce as well, because you can just kind of put cranberry sauce wherever, and it kind of works.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. All right. Well, that was Cardinals players is Thanksgiving food. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back in a second. All right, welcome back. So for our walk-off wisdom this week, and for those that did not hear the explanation of what this is, we're going to leave you with a little bit of wisdom before we go. Sometimes it can be serious. Sometimes it could be funny. Sometimes it can relate to the Cardinals, and sometimes not. But this time, with my walk-off wisdom, I'm going to tie this one back to the Cardinals. So I've been thinking about our buddy Arenado a little bit, okay? And so the Cardinals release a Christmas wallpaper for computers every year. And Arenado wasn't on it this year, which feels kind of like something.
Kind of turkey. Really? Like turkey.
I don't really know why. Yeah, he's kind of like turkey. I don't know why they would do that.
Okay, first of all, I have to say, you are a true creature of the internet to know that there is a Cardinals wallpaper. I just have never run into this before. I consider myself to be such a Cardinals fan, and you were just talking. I was like, "What is this?" I have no idea.
Yeah, now I'm gonna say I don't have one as my wallpaper. Let me just defend myself slightly.
Okay,
but
I
knew that they did it anyway. So Arenado, I think about like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna trade him. We're gonna keep him, and just his tenure as a Cardinal in general. Right, 2022 was awesome. That was his, he could have been the MVP minus a couple other guys. 21 was good. 23 was a little more meh. And so I was thinking about all the criticism that he has to have felt over his tenure from fans and media. And I'll say this to Nolan. People don't criticize a nobody. So, meaning, Nolan, have a little confidence in what you're doing and that it's worth criticizing. And that I think that we as a population, just as a person who goes through their general day life as a husband or a wife or at your job, so if you get criticized, instead of viewing that so negatively, just realize that people don't criticize a nobody, and that you're doing something that's worth criticism, and that you can take that, whatever criticism it is, fair or unfair, and apply it to your life, or in Nolan's case, apply it to your craft to be even better. But don't get yourself down whenever you hear that stuff. Take it as a compliment and positivity, because just remember, people don't criticize a nobody.
I like it.
So what I heard is, Andy, the next time that your wife criticizes you, you can tell her that your brother said it's because you matter.
Yeah, I matter.
And you know what? That's an okay answer. Oh, shoot. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to this Redbird Rundown. Your go-to spot for all things of the St. Louis Cardinals. Be sure to subscribe, rate, review the show to help us grow the Redbird Rundown community. Of course, be sure to follow us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, and on Blue Sky for some content that we've been posting there. And then until next time, guys, keep your rally caps on, and of course,